Alright, welcome back everybody. We are going to be doing sets at 8.12 to hopefully the rest of 8.15. We don't have any in one of these. I think, yeah, 8.13 doesn't have any, so we got 3, 4, 5 exercises to do. Now, right off the rip, I was like, oh, sets, okay. Sets. These are things like a list, but you can't duplicate objects in it, so if it has 4, it'll have 5. You can't add 4 again, and I was like, all right, cool. I'll run this code just to make sure everything works. And I'm already getting errors on this is the one that they gave us in the video. I even reset the code and then ran it. And so we're already running into issues. So with that being said, I might have to message CodeHS and be like, hey, there's something wrong with your sets programs or your functions or whatever. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right on in and see what happens, see what we get to. So we're going to create a set on this one. We have a sentinel set with nothing in it, so we're just going to add to it. Our assignment is to create a set that contains the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. That should be super simple. Then use the input letters. Then let the user input letters using read line and print whether each vowel they entered. Okay, so then it'll say read line, select a letter or something like that, type in a single letter, and then if that letter is equal to something that's inside of the sentinel, then it will pop out as the vowel. If it's G, not a vowel. Oh, that's kind of simple. So until they type the sentinel, which is a blank line. Okay, so that's what I was looking at, because I saw that. So what this is saying is let the users continue to input. Now, I'm actually going to work on this first. So they're going to keep time. So that means we have to use a while function, and while it's true, right, they are going to be asked to variable letter chosen, right? And that would be, what they say, read line. And that we're going to say, I'm going to say type a single letter. Then let's end that. And then we are going to do the if function. If letter chosen equals sentinel, not from the X-Men series, mind you, or the new WandaVision series. I didn't say it. Break. If what we have currently works, just to see if we can get out of it. Type a single letter. Enter, breaks. Perfect. We are good to go. All right. So then we could actually write if letter chosen equals a vowel. We're just going to write some code in here. Then we're going to print line. Right. Vowel. I believe I remember seeing a capital assignment. Yeah, I did. Else. Print line. Not a vowel. It's a lowercase. Why would that? Okay. And end it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make our, just like in this last one, by the way, they created the set at the very top, right? Variable set equals set. Right, we're going to use something very similar to that. We're going to put that up here. Variable vowels. And then it says contains A, E, I, O, U. So we're going to do vowels And as you saw from here, it was .add. And since it's that's a number, but I wonder if I I'm gonna try something. I'm actually going to print line vowels. See what pops up. Typo. Yeah, that's what I thought. Set A. Actually adding in a last one. There's something awry with the coding on the back end of CodeHS right now. Right, because it's adding something in here. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's not how it is. Letter equals A. I do. I like that one. If set dot size. So if vowel is our set. No, I'm sorry, contains. Oh, that contains. The letter chosen. Logic makes sense here. E, not a vowel. Oh. Vowels. Hey, oh. Ah, it does match. Cool. Submit and continue, and we are good to go. The bell is going to ring here in approximately 1 minute, so let's go ahead and read it. My OBS mic ready. Alright, write a program that prints the mutual friends between two people. You should create two sets, one for each person, and add friends strings to each set representing the friends of that person. Then fill in the mutual friends function that takes the two people as parameters and returns a new set that includes their mutual friends. So I feel like this is going to be contained an if function, right? Or a for function. It's going to run through one set, all of them. If at that, like, it's going to go through item 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If item 1 is in set 2, add it to set 3. Else, and that's it. And then at the very end, it's just going to print out set 3. Oh, you can use a union or intersect. Return a set in which the intersection of A and B. Oh, union. What's the difference between union or intersect? All right, well, we're gonna try it. So we have it. That was the bell. Let's go ahead and start writing this code. Okay, so there are multiple ways you can do this. Note, not all hints apply to each method. Create your friend. Okay, let's just go ahead and create a friends list here. Variable, friend set. How about my set? And then variable their set. And then we'll just do new set. Right. What we're looking at. Remember this from the last exercise. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add my set add James. And then we're just going, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy, paste, James, Lou, Parker, Hillary, and Taylor. And then what we're going to do is paste, we're going to do their set. That's an EIR, by the way. We'll say that we have Taylor, Lou, and Parker, but then we're going to add 2 different ones. So we have 3 in common. So we should be able to return 3 in common in this one. So I'm just doing copy paste. Cassidy and Jamal. All right. So what are we doing? Create 2. Write a program that prints the mutual friends. You should create 2 sets, one for each person, and add friends to each set, and fill the mutual friends function. Let's go ahead and make sure that I'm doing this right. My set. And then let's do their set. Run that code. And it looks like it worked with an extra space at the end. Nice. Alright. So we are good. That works. Write a function that takes 2 people, A and B. Turns a new set that holds the mutual friends of A. Okay. I'm gonna try this one. I feel like the intersection makes way more sense. I feel like a union combines both of them, whereas, let's see, my intersects theirs. Whereas it, right, where a union combines everything. Whereas like an intersection, just like, hey. What do they have in common? I feel like it needs to return this somewhere. Right? Is it really this easy? I feel like my for and if function would still work, right? My inter. Oh, wait a second. A B. Oh, that's interesting. I shouldn't have changed that. That still should be A. A. All right, let's do this again. A intersects. There's your bell. B. I really don't. Print line A intersect. No. We want to print line Dude, I want to try this out, see if it works. Probably more to this code than I think. There. Hey, check it out. It worked. Taylor, Lou, and Parker. That was it. Oh yeah, check it out. You can loop over elements, variable items of your set. Well, I mean, mine worked anyways, so. Thank you. That was pretty simple. A program that prints the total friends between two people. You should create two sets, one for each person. Well, let's go back to here. We're going to copy all of this and paste it all in here. And we're going to call this total friends. And I feel like in this one, I should do the exact same thing, except do A union B. Oh, I forgot to check it out. There we go. And continue. Simple. All right, skip that. We're going to looping over grid. Let's open up our grid, and then let's open up our example. And then we will go ahead and do it. So for this one right here, this is our example. Let's run that code. 537291. Okay, so they create a grid. This grid has 005, 013, 027. Okay, so it goes grid is row, column, value. And then for variable row equals 0, row is our variable. Row is less than the grid and the number of rows, which is in this case, this is row 0. So it starts at 0, 0th row, 0th, 1 row. This is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. All right, and then each row, print each row. Column. This is row, column. Aha. Got it. Got it. Okay. Write a function called SumGrid. It takes a grid as a parameter and fills in each location of the grid with the sum of the row. Oh, fills in the location of the grid with the sum of the row index and the column index of that location. For example, this code. We're gonna use what we got in here. All right, we're gonna use this. We have to create a new function, by the way. And then they call it SumGrid of a grid. Right? So we got this, right? And we're not gonna print each row. What we're gonna do is we're not gonna print that line either. So let's go back here. We're gonna add them up, and then at the end of all of this, we're actually going to return whatever it is we're going to return. Grid, it looks like, is what we're going to return. We're going to return that variable grid. So row.grid.number of rows, row plus plus. I like that so far. Print each. We're not going to print each, we're going to add each together. So I think we're going to. This is where I need to think. We're not going to print. We need to use the grid set. Right? Oh boy. And I don't think we need this. I think this is gonna okay. So for this one, remember it's row, column, then value. Write that in there to keep it same. So actually, the variable row has already been defined here, right? So whatever row we're on and whatever column we're in, we're just gonna add them together. So it's gonna do all of row 0. So it'll be 0 plus column 1, 0 plus column 2, 0 plus 0. What if we did this? What if whatever current row we're in plus whatever column we're in, it'll add them up together. Column is not defined. Did I spell column wrong? Oh. Yay. That's it. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Cool. I'm so glad that they gave us like something to start off with on that one right before it. And they said, "Hey man, you just want to edit just one a little bit, and you're good to go there." All right, grid diagonal. All right, let's go on this. All right, write a function. Oh god, that returns a list of diagonal elements in a square grid. That's where. Okay, so this is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to return the diagonal elements. Okay. So this is gonna. We're just gonna write a quick if function. If row equals column, diagonal element dot. Oh god, what was that? What was that function again? It was set. Was it or add? Set. Yep. Dot set at let's see. It returns an array. It's gonna add it to the set. E. It's gonna add it to the set. It's gonna add it to an array. We're gonna have to create an array on this one. Create diagonal element array. And then here we have to add grid element to array. And if I remember right, it's actually dot push that particular whatever it is grid element. We're just gonna keep that in there for now. We're gonna build this code as we think about it. All right, but I know it's definitely push, right? So let's go ahead and let's do it. Diagonal top left, diagonal bottom left, top right. Diagonal bottom left, top right. What does that even mean? The diagonals are named by the constants at the top of the program. So this is, okay, so diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. This is it. Are we gonna have 2 of them? I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna have to add a variable grid. And we're gonna have to add a variable which diagonal. Oh man. This grid is an actual grid. How do I know that, by the way? I looked at this and this, and it says what we're gonna new grid, rows and columns. 3 rows and 3 columns, I believe. Okay, so initialize a grid from an array. I like that. It's interesting. We don't have that. What do we have? 425. 5. It seems like both it'll work. 7. Oh, that matched up, didn't it? Wow, I'm so glad I went here. Looked at this. Because I saw that, I'm like, wait, what? This is exactly what we're looking for, right? Okay, so then variable which diagonal equals, we're going to do read int type 0 for for 0 or 1. Okay. Oh. Ah, really? Hey, that's so dumb. I was gonna make it kind of cool. Uh, So this is just gonna call it. It's gonna return it and call it, but we're not actually gonna see it. So that means we actually gotta print line this thing. Because I want to be able to see it. Okie dokie. Let's see. Create a diagonal element array. Let's go ahead and do that. Variable diagonal element. And don't forget when we create arrays. Oh man, popular. Math. Variable equals. Shablam. Let's go back to here. Alright, that's going to run through the entire grid for us. Then we're going to insert this inside of it right here. Trying to cut this, paste it right here. Alright, so for row equals 0, row is to the grid dot number of rows. So we have a grid. It's right here. So far, so good. I don't see anything wrong with this so far. How do I push a grid element? How do I find a grid element? Get a dot get grid dot get row column. That happens if I code. Oh. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Why? Why is that unexpected? It's literally what it has right here. Kidding me? Oh my, what did I do wrong? Oh, oh. I didn't add it to that one. Okay. Oh, yeah. Ah. Okay. 489. Cool. It worked. What? It worked only for. Okay. I need a if statement. If which diagonal, right? If this equals 0, because what it's doing is it's only returning 1. If which diagonal equals 0, it'll actually do all of this. And we're going to return . 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 1 Actually, I'm gonna leave that out. Else, I might be able to do something else. Um, else, um, go through it. So let's see if we can figure out this one. If 0, God, um, 0, 3, 1, 1. This is gonna, okay, so it's 0, 2. Oh, man. Um, 2nd to think. Oh, man, it's gotta print 0, 2, 1, 1. Gotta go backwards. 0, 2, 1, 1. Oh, this is tough. Two, 0, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2, 0. Gotta be the last element. Oh, this is interesting. There's a hard way to do this, and whatever. So in a square grid, it'll actually, um, so let's get a number of columns and a number of rows. Number of rows equals I'm sorry, and a variable number of columns. The last one was easy. As long as the row equals the column, it prints it out, and that's going to be easy. But for this one, we're going backwards. So equals, how do I get grid.number of rows? Grade that number of columns. Cool, right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to relate it to how many columns. So the number of rows actually should equal the number of columns, actually, now that I think about it, right? Because if it's a square, it should be good. So this one's always going to be for rows equals 0. For right, for the first row, right, for number of rows rows equals 0, the rows being less than equal to the number of rows, we're going to increase the row. Row is such a wow, how to start on the top right and move to the bottom left. Well, what if we did bottom left to top right? It'll be the exact same, right? So it'll be the print the. Here's what I'm thinking. We have to print the top right. Subtract 1 from columns and add 1 to rows. Print next value. Subtract and add again until what's one? Well, okay, so this is until columns is less than 0. Print next value, I mean add next value to array. So we're going to print the top right. We're going to add the top right value to array, which will be at row equals 0. Put this way, variable rows, row equals 0. The number of columns equals the number of columns, variable column equals a number of. I know I'm doing this a little backwards. Number of columns. Cool. At column. So let's go ahead. Let's do this. For row equals 0. We're going to add 1 to the rows, right? And then we're going to do the same thing here, right? We're going to do the exact same thing here. For Control C, for variable, going to subtract 1 until columns equals. Get rid of that. Number of calls. I said less than. Or for this one, be greater than 0. We're going to subtract from that. We are going to add that variable to the Okay. Row greater less than rows. I think so far so good. I think we're going to that particular column. That there has to be something wrong with this code. An unexpected token. Where? Oh yeah. A. Oh, so where are we at? That. Oh yeah. I didn't delete that right. That's the on over. Number of rows is not defined. Oh, I could just do grid. Dot number of right. What if I have that? I do if equals 1. Oh, it's not printing it out. Grid. Alright. I'm not doing correctly here. Alright, so for row equals 0, and column equals the number of columns, diagonal element dot push the grid at that row and that column. Bottom, left, top, right. I don't see what's wrong here. Go ahead. It returns the same exact. If which diagonal equals 0, it pushes that. If it equals 1, okay. This will start at 0, and then it will go to it'll start at okay, so the number of columns is 3. This will be -1. Interesting. Yeah, that's got to be -1 there. because the number of columns is 3, but the value is 2. Row equals 0, 0, 2. Push it into that. Row 0, column. I do. Because, else if, right? Oh, it's just not adding it to the diagonal element. Yeah, not it. There's something with the code itself. This should be the same. Oh, I didn't put that in there. Aha! Oh my god, okay. So, this will go, okay. 5, 5, 2, it'll go through all of them. Okay. Okay, so we're getting closer now. Going backwards. Um. Ugh. All right, so we actually have to, side of it, iterate it. Okay, so, maybe it's not 4. Maybe it's something like variable row equals 0. Maybe it's simpler than what I'm thinking, and then variable column. Oh, yeah. Right. And then for variable columns. Watch this. And then for row, oh, we'll do this again. Watch this. We're going to row plus plus columns minus for minus. No, not 4, not 4. If rows is less than while row less than the total number of grids through. Bang, 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 boom, bang, bang. Thanks. Oh no! Oh. Oh no! I'm caught in an infinite loop. So 0, 1, 2. We'll have 3. Just insert that in there. Maybe we need a break. Illegal statement is where? Ah. It literally says I can do right here. If condition break. While the rows is less than the number of grid rows, going to push the element. You're going to increase the count of the rows. You're going to decrease the count of the columns. You're going to say if rows equals breakpoint. You're going to break. I can't do that. This has to be on the outside of it. Because you're going to add, let's say the rows starts at 0. It's going to go to 1. Then it's going to go to 2. So on and so forth. And once it gets to the number of rows in the grid, Now I'm back where I started. Oh, I was just missing. That's it. I was just missing that. Hallelujah. I'm good. That took me way too long. That's all I was missing, was that. That's why the while function was broke. That's it. That's all it was missing. A little bit different, right? So I said start at 0, because we're always going to start at 0. Give me the number of columns. Print the top right one. That's what this is. This right here is print top right. Go down a row. This is go over one to the left in columns. Print current value. Starting at top right. And this will loop until the current row is maxed out at bottom left. Ah! I love it. Completely different than that one. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That took a lot of time. That took a lot more time than I thought. That was an hour long for that. And that's only because that last one was so hard. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you take care and you enjoyed it. That was it. End of 8. So stay safe.